All right, in the background, I made some slight changes. So here, I created a dictionary. And instead of doing individual variables, I did this where I'm doing uh, uh, Q adding the key symbol, adding the key company, adding the key sector. This should be actually subsector. So let me change that to subsector. Okay. This is the headquarter. This is the date first added. So that way, when I do this, I'll show you. Print out stock. It looks like this. I'll do, let me print this out and put towards that, towards an output. Output. And there goes output right there. Okay, so looking good. All right, so right now I'm just doing a couple of the rows, not doing all of them. So that's the goal, that's what I'm trying to do there. Now, what I want to do is, I actually want it to look like this. This is a JSON file, S&P 500 JSON I called it. And I want to make sure it doesn't violate any rules. And you notice that here in Visual Studio Code, it has a strict JSON parser. So it has to be extremely strict. So we'll use this as a template. So in fact, let me rename this to template. I'm going to say here template. I don't want to overwrite it by mistake. This will be our template. So our goal is to make our file look something like this. So let's do that. Okay, so the first thing is I want to be able to print out, I want to be able to write this dictionary to a file. So the next thing I have to do is I'm going to write this to a file. So we're going to say here file. We're going to say here open. And I'll call this S&P 500.json. And we need to be able to write it, so write to it. So I want to say here write. Let's save that. All right. Instead of printing out the rows, I want to write the rows. I'm going to say here file dot write. I'm going to write it out. And in any language that I've dealt with, once you're finished with a resource that has to deal with the outside world, you want to close it. So let's see what that does. Let's write this. I'm going to say here Python 01. And that's it. It should write to the file automatically. Okay. It's telling me there was a problem here on line 23. Line 23. What is the problem? Oh, it's just telling me it needs a string, but right now it's in dictionary format. So let's do this. I'm going to say here formatted row. Let's do this. I'm going to say here F and single quotes. We'll do curly brackets, and we'll put in stock there. And we'll print out now the formatted row. Make sure you save that. Run this again. No errors that time. Let's look at S&P 500. Okay, notice that we're getting a tons of errors because we're violating a couple of things here. And I got everything on one row, it seems like. Let's first fix that to get them on multiple rows. So here in this case, we'll need to add a carriage return on this. So let's add a carriage return there. Okay. And let's see if we can get those on multiple rows. Okay, still complain is 9 errors, but now it's on multiple rows. So a couple of things are happening here. We're violating some of the rules. So let's see here. It says, let me see here. It says here, property keys must be double quoted with JSON. So let's go here. And on this line, we're going to write replace the double quotes with single quotes. Get rid of the space there. So here, I'm going to replace this now with single quotes. I'm sorry. Alrighty, must be tired. So now what we're doing is replacing the single quotes with double quotes. Let's save that. Make sure you're saving. Run this Python again. Okay, a little bit better. It says only one error. Now what it's complaining about is that I think when you have it like this, it must be in a form of an array. Therefore, each one of these must be separated by commas. I will work on that on the next video. Okay? With that, good luck and good coding.